Hello, snakes! My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again. And yeah, so today's podcast will be about Slivers, a creature type. You're like, when you first see this, you're like, what are silvers? But it's slivers, not silvers. Just remember that. It's slivers. They're not silvers, they're just. It's spelled like that, yes, slivers. And they're usually those ones who have a spike for a head and they're like chicken hands or what. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to explain them exactly, but yeah. Well. Oh yeah, So today I'll be talking about that creature type. The sliver. Sliver creature type, and yeah. It's cool. They're cool. They're really powerful. So yeah, I just talk about why they're good in Modern, Commander, and yeah. So yeah, let's get to card 20. Whoa, what?
Now connected to the big phone.
What? Why does Alexa just keep on talking? I don't know. Well, our number 20, it's Bone Scythe Sliver. So yeah, number 20, it's really good. And it's a 4 mana 2/2 sliver and gives all your slivers double strike. So yeah, the M14 and M15 slivers are much different to the older slivers and the Modern Horizon slivers, because originally the slivers, yeah, how I explained them, they had those spike heads, whatever, I don't know. But then they got changed to be some sort of like humanoid, or I don't know exactly. But yeah, so weird. Those slivers. They sometimes don't make sense, I don't know. They're just simply complicated, and like what nearly every sliver has in common is that they have an ability which gives all slivers or all your slivers a certain ability. Like, for example, Bone Scythe Sliver, it gives all your slivers double strike. And yeah, it's cool, really good. That's why it's in number 20. There's much better slivers. Let's get to card 19. So we've got Brood Sliver. Brood Sliver is just a 5 mana free sliver that says when a sliver deals combat damage to the player, its controller creates a 1/1 sliver. So that doesn't give a certain ability to a sliver. It's simply instead says like when a sliver just hits a player, then the controller sliver would get a sliver. Which as well, same thing. And yeah, Brood Sliver is really powerful because you can get lots of slivers really quickly. The thing is with Brood Sliver, it also works on your opponent. Your opponent's slivers and shapeshifters and yeah, you know the rest. Anything that's a sliver, yeah. They also get tokens, so be careful with that. But Bone Scythe Sliver is safe. Brood Sliver is a complicated one. It's really powerful. It would be much more powerful if it only affected you. Since it's every player, then it's not good in a mirror. But it is. But Group Hug is. Oh, hello, Liz. How are you? So, yeah, group hug is fun in Commander. You don't just in a modern match, or 1v1 or whatever, just use stuff like Brute Sliver if there's like some sort of mirror, because they can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Oh yeah, that's good. Thanks. So yeah, Brute Sliver is a really powerful card. Mainly when you're the only player that's playing Slivers. Or at least if you're if or at least if Brute Sliver if you're playing Commander. It's more for like Commander. Yeah, let's get to card 18. We got Pulmonic Sliver. Pulmonic Sliver is actually quite good. It's a 5-mana free sliver with all slivers have flying, and if it would if it would be put into a graveyard, you may put it on top of its owner's library instead. Well, yeah, it's making a reference to Avenging Angel, which is 5-mana free flying. When it dies, you may put it on top of its owner's library. So yeah. Also, the thing is that Pulmonic Sliver is actually, it's different to the other slivers because at least it has like a mouth and eyes, and it's more inflated. I don't know. But, oh yeah, that's how he flies, I guess. But like, not just that, but Pulmonic Sliver just gives all the slivers flying, which is actually a good effect on its own, but having your slivers come back, that's really good. But remember that the opponents also get this bonus, and yeah, but it doesn't really matter because not many players even play slivers in Modern, Commander, Pioneer. Yeah. Yeah, you got like, Pioneer? What? Yes, there were slivers in Pioneer. There's slivers in M14 and M15. Like for example, that one Bone Scythe sliver, that was M14. So that is Pioneer legal, and the thing is, Pioneer is just anything that's returned to Ravnica onwards, and M14 comes after Return to Ravnica. So yeah, that is legal, and lots of other slivers are also legal. Like literally all the slivers that don't look slivery or whatever, I don't know, are Pioneer legal. Like mainly the ones that gives only slivers you control a certain effect. Well, in Modern Horizons there were slivers that give certain effects to slivers you control, but yeah, they look like the original slivers and are just modern legal. Card 17, here we go! So how do you counter slivers? Exactly. Yes, you can use Plague Sliver, but you might as well you can always hold back those slivers and use a dormant sliver, which says all slivers have defender, and when this creature enters battlefield, draw a card. And this card is referencing Jungle Barrier, which is For 4 mana, 2 sits with Defender, and when into battlefield, draw a card. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Well, yeah. Not just that, but like the jungle barrier. Like Dormant Slivers making a reference to jungle barrier, except the fact that Dormant Slivers a 2/2, not a 2 sits. It would be better if it was a 2 sits, but they had to balance it. Also, Dormant Sliver can be used against the Sliver deck just to give them Defender, or in a Sliver deck just to draw cards. If you somehow have ways to sacrifice or bounce Dormant Sliver just to attack, and then when you need cards, put in Dormant Sliver. Let's get to card 16. And we got... Hello, Alexia. How are you? Thanks. So yeah, Sedge Sliver is a 3 mana 2/2 sliver with all slivers get which Sedge Troll says gets +1/+1 if you have any swamps, and black regenerate. So yeah, there were 3 slivers in Time Spiral which are making references to cards on the reserve list. So Sedge Sliver, for example, making reference to Sedge Troll. Pulmonic Sliver, making reference to Avenging Angel, which is also in the reserve list. Wait, what? No, wait, hang on a moment. It's not in the reserve list. If it's in... Never mind. I take it back. How is this supposed to be in the reserve list? I don't know. Probably they're just saying fake news. So, never mind. This card, Avenging Angel, is not on the reserve list. But Juzam the Jinn, yes, it is in the... Juzam the Jinn is in the reserve list because Plague Sliver is making a reference to Juzam the Jinn. And by the way, Plague Sliver is not on the podcast because it's not good enough. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks. So yeah, and then in Planar Chaos, they time shifted Sedge Troll into green, called Hedge Troll, which is 2 green, 2/2 Troll Cleric with gets +1/+1 as long as you have a plains. White regenerate Hedge Troll. Of course, black time shifts into white, and I don't know how does green time shift into red. Would be better if it was blue. It would be better because it makes more sense. Just time shift it into its opposites. But I don't know. Let's get to card 15. We got Gale Rider Sliver. Gale Rider Sliver is a 1 blue 1/1 sliver if your slivers have flying. Yes, that includes himself, which is really good because 1 mana 1/1 flyings in general are really good. And even better if you have other slivers as well. Not just that, but the thing is that the only things that could possibly oppose the Gale Rider Sliver are like Rustwing Falcon or Healer's Hawk or Judge's Familiar. I don't know. But Gale Rider Sliver is really good because for 1 mana, a 1/1 that gives your slivers flying, you're like, how is this better than Pulmonic Sliver? Pulmonic Sliver, first of all, it's... Hola. O sea, ¿cómo estás? For example, Pulmonic Sliver is more expensive in mana. It's 5 mana. Yes, it's a 3/3, but it gives all slivers that ability. And they do come back after they die, but Still, this is just turn 4 or turn 5. This is turn 1. There we go. Now that's better. Whoa, it is actually possible to cast it on turn 0. Did you know that? Here's how. Gemstone Caverns, exiling just a random card's Leyline of Anticipation. On their upkeep, or like end of the turn, I don't know. On their upkeep, end of the turn, whenever, cast Gale Rider Sliver. That's literally the only way you can cast it on turn 0. But it's hard. Don't try it. It's probably better to do it on turn 1 than on turn 0. I don't know. Let's get to card 14. Simply 14. See? You see how I put simply 14 there? Well, there we go. That's good. So bueno. Yeah. So that's our number 14, simply 14. It's Cloud Shredder Sliver. Cloud Shredder Sliver is red, white, 1/1 sliver with your slivers have flying and haste, which is really good because it's like you blend a heart sliver with a white Gale Rider sliver. -1 toughness and only giving your slivers haste. Hola Raquel, ¿cómo estás? Whoa, 8 viewers on YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also remember to follow if you haven't already. Yeah. So yeah, Cloud Shredder Sliver, it's really good. It's like, it speeds up the Sliver's game. Like, makes all Sliver attacks faster and like more evasive and stuff like that. Yeah, like doing it with a bonus type Sliver and you double strike with a haste and flying and even more slivers which can do the same. And oh, and also if they come back, then yeah, and like, oh snake, they pull off dormant sliver. Never mind. Sedge sliver just helps you regenerate. And there we go. It's just really good, the Cloud Shredder sliver, especially with the rest of the sliver team, but mainly it's really good, the Cloud Shredder sliver. Let's get to card 13. We got Constricting Sliver. Constricting Sliver is a 6 mana free sliver with slivers you control have, when it enters battlefield, you may exile target creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. So it's more like a containment sliver. Like, it's 6 mana free, and all your slivers, when they enter, they just contain a creature until it leaves. Well, hola Idorka. What's that? Also, not just that, but Constricting Sliver, I've always wondered what happens if you just like use it. So you have slivers containing creatures, then the Constricting Sliver leaves. What happens? Do they get exiled forever? Or do they just come back to their owners? Or do the slivers still have that effect? I don't know. Well, the creature Constricting Sliver was containing, it goes away. Well, it goes back to its owner, but the rest of the creatures, I'm not so sure. Okay. And meanwhile, reading the rulings. And so yeah, even if this is gone and there's slivers containing other creatures, if those slivers die, the other creatures will come back. It's kind of like there's this like containment, like this card that says, once it's battlefield, you become the monarch, and once it's battlefield, exile target creature until an opponent becomes the monarch, which is played a lot in Legacy. So, but like if that creature dies, for example, the creature would still be exiled, but if the opponent becomes the monarch, it'll come back to its owner. So yeah. So I think it's kind of like that. I'm not so sure, but I think it's like that. Did not find that in the rulings. Although this card has lots and lots of rulings. Some rulings are just kind of basic, but others are just really complicated. Yeah, I don't know. To card 12. We got Harmonic Sliver. Harmonic Sliver, it's a 3 mana 1/1 sliver with all slivers have when enters battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment. But yeah, this is referencing Aura Shards, which is 3 mana enchantment. When a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. The thing is, Harmonic Sliver forces the controller to destroy an artifact or enchantment. So, like, if you drop a sliver and you're the only one with an artifact or enchantment, you have to destroy your own artifact or enchantment. Which in that case, you don't want to do that. Or like, the opponent is the only one that has artifacts and enchantment. Say they have 2 artifacts, or like 1 artifact, 1 enchantment. They will cast a sliver. If you can somehow flash it in response, Harmonic Sliver enters, destroy your enchantment. Now your sliver enters battlefield. Okay, you have to select a target for an artifact or enchantment to destroy. And like, they go like, oh snake, that failed. Or should I say, oh sliver? I don't know. This podcast is on slivers, not on snakes. My first podcast was on snakes. Now we're talking about slivers, not snakes. I know, but of course, it's me, Dante the Snake. Of course. You all know that. Let's get to card 11. We got Homing Sliver. A sliver that can search for other slivers at the cost of cycling your own slivers, which might not be a cost at all if you have Dredgescape Sliver, which you can for example, you can unearth them, because like there's only a few slivers which give slivers abilities from outside the battlefield, like to giving abilities to slivers outside the battlefield. Like for example, Homing Sliver gives slivers in each player's hand sliver cycling free. He also gets it as well. With sliver cycling free is 3 mana, discard, search your library for the sliver, reveal and put in your hand, and shuffle your library. So yeah, not just that, but sliver cycling like was a mechanic like future sighted in Future Sight with the Homing Sliver. Alongside creature type cycling, there was also a Vidalcan wizard that had wizard cycling, so you could search for a wizard, and it actually literally said, when to the battlefield, bounce a sliver. Yes, it actually said that. Can you believe it? Yeah. Dredgescape Sliver gives slivers in graveyards unearth. Yeah, he also gets it. There's also slivers that, for example, gives slivers on the stack uncounterable and gives slivers in hand flash. And yeah, you know the rest. They also have it. So let's get to card 10. We got Megantic Sliver. It's such a big sliver and like makes other slivers really big. Like for example, Megantic Sliver, 6 mana, free sliver with slivers is you control get +3/+3. And like, come on, seriously, that same Megantic Sliver is more like an elemental, a giant or whatever, I don't know, giant elemental, I don't know. How is that a sliver? Like Megantic Sliver would be more like this and like that size and like would look like this. And I don't know why does it look like this instead. Yeah. Also, if you can guess what card is the art of the podcast before card number 1, you are the winner. If you know the art of the card behind Megantic Sliver and all of those cards in this podcast. So yeah. It's really good because on its own it's just a 6 mana 6/6 that's on average and gives all other slivers a really big power. And like, wow, can you believe it? Yeah, let's get to card 9. Simply 9. We got Psionic Sliver. It's really good because Psionic Sliver, it gives slivers the ability to do like direct damage. Probably he's not going to do it himself. Like if you have Megantic Sliver, well yeah, you have all your slivers doing it, including this. Or like you probably have like slivers that have a higher toughness. Not this one, not that one, not that one. No. This can regenerate and make your slivers regenerate as well. That won't work. That could work, but they will go to top. That won't work, and yeah, that won't. But this can create kamikaze slivers. That's the thing. But yeah, Megantic Sliver is like how it works. Like, but you can also use Vigor, which is much better because with Vigor, so it will deal 2 damage to any target, and then it will put itself, put 3 counters, 3+1 counters on itself as well. Vigor's not a sliver on its own, but yeah, it actually really helps Psionic Sliver and friends. Because I suppose all slivers are literally friends with each other, except for Plague Sliver and probably Dormant Sliver. I don't know, but yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Psionic Sliver is really powerful. It's making a reference to Psionic Entity, which is a 5 mana 2/2 illusion with tap deals 2 damage to any target and 3 damage to itself. And yeah. And it actually has the funniest ruling because it's like, it says the artist is actually Justin Hampton because originally the art on on Psionic Entity from Legends, it said Susan Van Camp, but the art was actually made by Justin Hampton. So they put the ruling. The artist is actually Justin Hampton, and not just that, but the revised, was it no, 4th edition, I think it was. It had the revised artist. It said Justin Hampton. Yeah, it's probably one of the funniest rulings, because sometimes Wizards is funny when it comes to rulings. Let's get to card 8, the Golden 8, and it is. We got Shifting Sliver, which is really good because 4 mana 2/2 Sliver with Slivers can't be blocked except by Slivers. So it makes sense because it's hard to see the Sliver, because Shifting Sliver, it's a blue sliver in a blue water, of course, because many water is usually blue, yeah. So the trick is it makes himself harder to see and makes other slivers harder to see, but because not many players play slivers, so basically makes slivers unblockable. That's why it's better than Cloud Shredder Sliver, and you know the rest. And so yeah, Shifting Sliver is a really good card, when it comes to speed and stuff. That's just really, really powerful. They go what? How can I deal with those? I can't block them. The only way, they just need Slivers or Changelings to block it. Let's get to card 7. Simply oh, wait, hang on. That also happens to them, but since you're the Sliver player, if you're playing this, then it won't affect you that much, because you can block their Slivers. That can happen the same to you, but I don't know. It's probably you're probably playing this in Commander, because all those not modern legal Slivers are just Commander playable. Slivers are a thing for Commander. The modern legal ones are playable in Modern, and the Pioneer legal ones are playable in Pioneer. And let's get to card 7, Simply 7. Victories against the Hive are tragedies. When you're going, what Hive? It's of course the Sliver Hive, which includes Spiteful Sliver. Spiteful Sliver says it's 3 mana 2/2 Slivers you control when it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to a player or Planeswalker. It's really good because it's because you can just hit all the damage they throw at you with the creatures back at them. You have Spiteful Sliver and a bunch of Slivers, or sometimes Changelings. I don't know, your pick. And then they attack you with some big creatures. Block with those Slivers. You might have to block with Spiteful Sliver, right? But I don't know if you have to. Okay, your Slivers die. Fine, I'll shoot you for a lot of damage. And they go what? How? Too bad this does not work against Trample, because Trample, they'll only assign enough damage to kill it, and then the rest will go through. So they go so for example, if you have a 3/3 Sliver, for example, let's say, for example, a 3/3 Sliver, Pulmonic Sliver, blocking Hogak, say for example. So, since Hogak has Trample, 5 damage will go to you 3 damage will be dealt to the sliver, to Pulmonic Sliver. So Pulmonic Sliver would die. Better said, Pulmonic Sliver will go to the top of your library, and you deal 3 damage to the opponent. But if you use like Pulmonic Sliver, say for example, to block a, say for example, I don't know, Void Winnower, I don't know, or anything that's big. Oh! For example, just block a Ulamog, or the Ulamog. Say that's a good idea. So Ulamog attacks you. Yes, you ingest 20, but send in Pulmonic Sliver. They take 10 damage. Wow. So Pulmonic Sliver then dies, goes to top. But good thing they'll be passing to your turn. You draw it. There we go. You play it, and they'll probably kill themselves. But the thing is that 3 swings from Ulamog and you're dead, because ingest 20 with 1 attack. You only have 60 cards in your deck, unless you're a Battle of Wits player. Which, in case if you are a Battle of Wits player, don't be a Battle of Wits player. It's really complicated and hard to win. Conditional. Let's get to card stats. And we got Virulent Sliver. Virulent Sliver, it's really, really good in Modern, because it's 1 green, 1/1 Sliver with all slivers have Poisonous 1. And yeah, Poisonous 1, it says when Sliver deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. A player with 10 or more poison counters dies. It's a Future Sighted mechanic from Future Sight, so Virulent Sliver is the only creature that has or gives the poisonous mechanic keyword ability. Yeah. Because Future Sight made lots of new unique keyword abilities. Like for example, they also introduced Transmute, I think. Yeah. They introduced Transmute because Tularia West, I think Tularia West was a Future Sighted card in Future Sight. I don't know. Let me check. Oh! It is in Future Sight, just not Future Sighted. So they didn't introduce Transmute. They did introduce Transfigure, which is different. They also introduced Frenzy N, Poisonous N, Absorb N. Yeah. You know, not just that, but like Virulent Sliver, in most cases scenario, it's better than Infect, because it deals normal damage, plus you give them the poison counter. There are some snakes that had the Poisonous N ability, which it was different because it said like when it deal combat damage, somewhere deal combat damage, somewhere deal damage, somewhere attacks and isn't blocked. So yeah. But the ones that are deal combat damage to player and give them poison, that's Poisonous N. But they weren't errated to say Poisonous N for some strange reason. Like, for some strange reason, there was this one card that had Skulk and didn't get errated to be Skulk. I don't know. Like, because it came out before the Skulk mechanic. By the way, I think Skulk is one of the forgotten mechanics, but I don't know. Would you say Skulk is a forgotten mechanic? When do you think it will come back? Let's get to card 5. We got Sliver Queen. Sliver Queen is Wooburg 7/7 legendary sliver. 2 mana, pay 1/1 sliver. So yeah, you hit the legendary sliver zone because the legendary slivers are the best slivers. The best were just the other ones were just really good normal slivers. Like, for example, the best non-legendary sliver was Virulent Sliver because it's the poisonous effect. It's really effective in modern because you just kill the opponent really quickly with all those slivers. You have like 1 sliver. So yeah, 1 sliver, the Virulent Sliver. Turn 2, then drop. Turn 2 drop. Cloud Shredder Sliver. And then you attack for 2 damage to him, 2 poison counters. Then turn 3, drop like sliver, 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 or like drop sliver, sliver, sliver. They have 2 poison counters. Attack for 5. Now they have 7. Next turn they're probably dead because you go like on turn 4, sliver, 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 and there we go. 9. And you just overkill them with 16 poison counters, and they are also at 4 life, not just on top of that. Let's talk about Sliver Queen. Sliver Queen is one of the few slivers to not give slivers a certain ability. Like, the legendary slivers, like, there's also 3 slivers, like, they were vanilla slivers, like, they didn't have a single effect, like, they're just blank, like, Venser Sliver, Sliver Construct, and yeah. And just small slivers, yeah. The artifact slivers had no abilities and didn't give any sliver any abilities. Sliver Queen just doesn't give any sliver any abilities. She just summons slivers instead. Let's get to card 4. We got Sliver Overlord. Sliver Overlord is a 5 mana 7/7 legendary Sliver mutant. Oh, as well, this doesn't give any Sliver any abilities. Instead, you can search for other slivers and put them into your hand, or can steal slivers as well. You can do stuff. You can do some tricks to turn your opponent's creatures into slivers and then steal them afterwards. Or good against a sliver deck to steal their slivers. Or just tutor out your own slivers as well, which is also good. And yeah. The thing is that it's no longer a lord, so yeah. There we go. But it's really, really powerful. It's also above average, which is good. Like, Sliver Queen is also above average. They're just both 7/7s. Most Wooburg slivers are 7/7s and have really powerful effects. Yeah. I don't know why, but they're really powerful. With the release of Modern Horizons, they spiked as well. So yeah. They're also really good. And Sliver Overlord is... Does it actually... Wait, does it have 3 heads? I think it does actually have 3 heads. But they don't look slivery, those heads. They're just a bit sliver. The thing is that it's a mutant as well, which is different. Let's get to card 3. The golden 3. And it is. Yeah, remember to do that if you haven't already. But hey, it's Sliver Hivelord, our number 3. The golden 3. And it's Wooburg 5/5 legendary sliver. Your slivers have indestructible. The thing is that this is like... it has sliver hands, but doesn't have a sliver head. It's really good. Like, and it's really good because it gives your slivers indestructible, so they won't die. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to rely on pulmonic sliver anymore. You don't have to rely on them having to go back to the top of the deck to then recast. Better to have them not die at all. That's the better part. And yeah, Sliver Hive Lord is really good. The Wooburg slivers are mainly the sliver lords, or like, well, they're not lords because that's a removed creature type, but they're kind of like lords, like Sliver Hive Lord, Sliver Overlord, Sliver Queen. You get the part. And now, our number 2 card in this podcast. Sliver Legion, which is a sliver's coat of arms. Yeah, arms. Yeah, it's a 5 mana 7/7 legendary sliver. Yeah, it's a legion, not a sliver lord. Like, it's just Sliver Legion. Also, that's a 7/7, which is really cool. Like the only exception, like all the Wooburg slivers were 7/7s, except for the Sliver Hive Lord. And yeah. Oh, what? I don't know. Well, and it's really good because it's basically a coat of arms only for slivers, because that's all slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver in the battlefield. Because coat of arms says creatures get +1/+1 for each other creature that shares a creature type of that creature. So yeah. So Sliver Legion is that, but with slivers. So yeah. The thing is that it's different because all slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver in the battlefield, not for each other's creature that shares a creature type with a sliver. I think the only slivers that have a different creature type, I think the only sliver that has a creature that has a creature type as well as sliver is Sliver Overlord, and all the changelings as well, because changelings are every creature type, and that includes sliver. So yeah, I think this is the only actual sliver with a different creature type, apart from sliver. But Sliver Region doesn't care. It's not like, oh, slivers get +1/+1 for each other creature that shares a creature type of that sliver. It's all slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver in the battlefield. So even if you have Sliver Overlord, Sliver Legion, and there's like 3 mutants on the battlefield, it will only get +1/+1 because it also counts Sliver Legion. So as I said, it will not count. A Sliver Overlord will not get stronger because there's other mutants when there's a Sliver Legion on the battlefield. That's different with a coat of arms, but this is Sliver Legion. It's similar to coat of arms, but not the same. Number 1. There we go. We got this first sliver! So, no one guessed the name of the card, right? The card on the art behind this card in this whole podcast. It was the first sliver the whole time. It was first sliver, and that's our number 1 card, the best sliver, first sliver, and the best sliver. It's 5 mana 7/7 legendary sliver with cascades, Slivers you cast have Cascade. So yeah, it's really good. Because first, Sliver comes in, cascade into another Sliver, which cascades into another Sliver, which cascades into another Sliver, and another one. And so first Sliver comes, and so does a lot more Slivers. Bring in a Sliver, a lot more Slivers come. And like, yeah. First came the first Sliver, then came the Sliver Legion. Makes sense. With the arrival of the Sliver Legion, came the Sliver Hive Lord, which then came the Overlord. And also, they had a queen as well. But it all started with the first Sliver. And then, the Slivers have evolved. What? You think they have evolved? Or is that worse? I don't know. Because they don't look like what they were in the past. That's the thing. And it's really good. It cascades into cascade, into cascade, and more, and more. And the perfect Sliver Commander! And a really powerful Sliver as well. And not just that, it's actually quite cheap. Not the foil price, but for that power, it's quite cheap. It's only like £4 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. You know, it's really good. It's one of the most powerful cards. Well, it's the best Sliver, and one of the most powerful cards in Modern Horizons, and the best Sliver Commander, not as well as that. And now, congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like the video, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already? Share with friends as well. And yeah. And remember to stay tuned every Tuesday at 4:30 GMT, because there will always be a live podcast at that exact time each Tuesday. Yeah, and they're always live. So yeah. Remember to stay tuned, Trem. Share with friends. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.